What's your go-to food when you're hungry? For me, it's usually a package of Oreos with a glass of milk, or my favorite is actually leftover spaghetti, if there's any of that in the fridge. And here's my thing with leftover spaghetti. It is the best leftover food. In fact, I think it's probably better than fresh spaghetti. In this series, we're looking at different identities Jesus told his followers that he was like. In the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which are the first 4 books in the New Testament, Jesus actually gives 7 I am statements to his followers and to us to help us get a clearer picture of who he is and what he's like. Those 7 statements that Jesus says are 1, I'm the bread of life, I'm the light of the world, I am the door of the sheep, I am the good shepherd, I am the resurrection and the life, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and I am the true vine. In this series, we're locking in on a few of those, starting today with bread of life. In John 6:35, the actual statement that Jesus gives us is this. It says, Jesus replied, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry again, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty again. When Jesus says he's the bread of life, what he's pointing to is the fact that he is satisfying. In fact, he's the only thing that's truly satisfying. Let's go back a bit to the beginning of this conversation. When I ask you about your go-to food, I'm sure you'd admit there are times when what you snack on is not satisfying at all. Maybe it tastes good, looks good, or even sounds good, so you eat it, but you find yourself hungry looking for more food just a few minutes later. If we want to be truly satisfied when we're hungry, we have to look for food that fills us up. And when it comes to other things in life that are more significant than our hunger, the same thing is true. We all long for something beyond ourselves. We ask questions like, what am I here for? Or what's my purpose? Or how can I make a real difference with my life? Maybe you aren't asking those deep questions, but something deep inside of you knows that you're meant for more than just scrolling social media, going places that other people tell you to go, and doing things that other people want you to do. When it comes to finding that true sense of being full, right? Like finding fulfillment, discovering what you're here for, and living it out, sure, we can look to life's empty calories by focusing on our reputations or how popular we are, or growing our influence or what others think about us. Or we can focus on our achievements, like living up to our potential, pleasing others by doing our best, making the most of our talents, or growing our skills and influence in a lot of different ways. But ultimately, those things will only take us so far. I actually saw a quote the other day from one of my favorite actors, Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura himself. He said, I wish everyone could experience being rich and famous so they'd see it wasn't the answer to anything. I love that because we spend so much of our time chasing things that we hope will lead us to an answer. But time spent prioritizing stuff ahead of God and what he wants for us is ultimately wasted time. Why? Because it won't ever be enough. It won't ever truly fill us. My hope and prayer is that everyone who sees this, wherever you are, would discover how much better Jesus is at filling that void in your life and satisfying your appetite than the other things that life promises us can fill us. So if you're out there longing for something more, feeling like you're missing something, I want to challenge you that even right now in this moment, to reach out to God in prayer. Maybe open your Bible and seek to discover more about who he really is and what he really has for you.